We're joined right now by Hamish to Bretton Gordon. He's a former British Army colonel and joins us to talk about the assassination of Hamas's top political leader. That's Ismail Haniyeh. He has been killed in Iran after travelling to Tehran to attend the inauguration of the new Iranian president, as he was no longer in Qatar, where he's been living in the lap of luxury, as many of the Hamas leaders have been for many years. He was unable to be targeted. Now, Iranian state television have blamed Israel. Israel have yet to comment on this. Let's ask Hamish, though. I mean, is it undoubted in your mind that Israel would have been behind this attack?
Well, I can't really think of anybody else, Julia. And it makes a hell of a statement that the Israelis can take out the political leader of Hamas in Tehran under the protection of the Iranians, in a similar fashion that they took out a senior Hezbollah leader yesterday in Beirut with another precision strike. Some people might be surprised, if they can do this sort of thing hundreds and thousands of miles from Israel, why they can't do more precision strikes like this in Gaza. But that's another piece.
The trouble is the people are in tunnels underground. It's rather difficult to get them, isn't it? But there's no doubt at all. I mean, this is the modus operandi of the Israeli government, isn't it? The military. You're responsible for deaths of Israelis. We will get you eventually, and we will never stop trying to hunt you down. Now, a lot of people are saying, look, but this is the political leader. In some ways, he's regarded as a moderate. He's one of the people involved in the hostage negotiation and the ceasefire negotiations talks that are going on. Is there any such thing as a moderate or a political leader of Hamas, a terrorist group?
No, certainly not. I mean, the word moderate to describe a terrorist leader is absolutely ridiculous. And people should really understand that. I mean, the Iranians want to set the Middle East on light. They are financing and supporting Hamas and Hezbollah. Of course, the Russians are as well. President Assad was in Moscow last week with Putin, trying to see how the Syrians can also get involved and mixed up. Because, of course, Putin wants all the focus away from him and his disaster in Ukraine, and wants all sort of American and Western weaponry sort of push towards Israel. So I think people have, there's a lot of rhetoric coming from all over the place at the moment, and people just need to be aware exactly that these are terror groups and they want to get us involved. They want to set us on fire. I hope Lord Ricketts this morning, I'm not sure if it was on Talk or the BBC, said this might create an opportunity. And absolutely it might. And just one other thing, Julia, the Iranians are talking about retribution and all the rest of it. I mean, again, people should not be overly concerned about that. The last time the Iranians tried to punish Israel, fired 320 missiles and drones, and 99% got knocked down. So we're in a different game here. So let's hope this precipitates a better event in the Middle East.
But it is amazing, though, how often when there is an attack, as we had that attack in the Golan Heights, and you have Israel is urged not to retaliate, the risk of all-out war in the Middle East, and constantly this could accelerate things and escalate things, and yet, well, hold on a minute, it's perfectly reasonable. I mean, Britain or America, we would absolutely try and take out the leader of a terror group that had attacked our country. This is a totally legitimate thing to do. I mean, it's brazen, but in a way, the brazenness is kind of, the power that Israel has. It's, well, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. Israel has gone to war numerous times with other countries in the Middle East. Each time that war has been launched by the other side, and each time Israel has won.
Yeah, and it's a statement. If the Ayatollahs in Tehran now think that the crosshairs are on them, they're not brave people. They're not at the front doing the heavy lifting. That might well bring them to the negotiation table rather quickly. So these precision strikes, if they lead to peace in the Middle East, then it is absolutely worth doing, because nobody wants to see thousands more killed in Israel and Gaza.
No, absolutely. But it's interesting also that they waited for this man to travel to Tehran, not allowed to attack him in Qatar. Qatar are supposed to be the power brokers in the Middle East over what's between Hamas and Israel. And the Americans obviously have air bases there and have made it really clear they are not to be touched while they're in Qatar, living in the lap of luxury. But that's what everyone needs to remember. There are some Hamas leaders who are on the ground in southern Gaza, but an awful lot of them living in penthouses with their teams of servants in Qatar, living the life of luxury, you know, at the behest of the Qataris, who for some reason are treated as if they're normal and moderates when they basically offer a safe home, a safe haven to pretty much every terrorist organisation in the Middle East.
Unfortunately, Julia, this is realpolitik, and you know, attacking the guy in Qatar would make things demonstrably worse.
Yeah.
But taking them out under the protection of the Ayatollahs in Tehran is exactly the way it should be done.
Okay.
And let's hope it leads to better things rather than worse.
Absolutely. Hamish to Bretton Gordon, former British Army Colonel, thank you very much indeed for that.